I don't have a problem if you call me Mrs. Jesse Jackson, because I have an investment in that name.
Up with hope, keep hope alive.
Most Saturdays, you'll find the Jacksons at Rainbow Push headquarters. He's in front of the cameras.
Talk to me, somebody.
She stays mainly behind the scenes.
This came from his mother.
These days, planning her husband's 65th birthday party.
Hello, this is Reverend Jesse Jackson. Join me on Saturday, October 28th.
The Jacksons have come a long way since the day they met at A&T State in Greensboro, North Carolina.
He was more serious than I was.
When I first met her, wow.
I didn't know what he wanted, what he was going to be, but I wanted to be with him as he became whatever he was going to do.
She was intrigued with international affairs. He was busy being a jock, but their meeting marked the beginning of his transition from football star to freedom fighter.
Know your enemy.
I learned as an athlete that only those with clean uniforms are those who didn't play. Those who play have grass stains and bloody stains. You fall down, you get up again, and champions play with pain.
I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
It was the 1950s, and it pained the Jacksons to see so much inequality in black and white America.
Having sat on the back of a bus and lived in an alleged democratic society, looking at America, the leaders talking about democracy and how they wanted all the world to emulate and imitate our philosophy, it was a conflict.
I never saw a black policeman until I was an adult, or a black fireman, or a downtown worker.
We have the right to walk to Montgomery if our feet can get us there.
His work with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. set the course of his life, but that might not have happened if not for a chance meeting.
I met Dr. King in the airport on the way to get his Nobel Prize.
Wow.
In his family. It was like overwhelming.
The Jacksons married, started a family, and he was in seminary school in Chicago when he got the call to work for Dr. King.
It's a jacket. Dr. King wants me to hit the road with him full time. And she said, that's not a decision. You got to do that.
While Jackson was marching with King in Selma, he learned that his first son, Jesse Jr., was born.
Our problem is economic. The solution is economic.
In 1966, Dr. King sent Jackson to Chicago to start Operation Breadbasket, a program aimed at improving the economic condition of black Americans. That group later became Jackson's Operation Push.
Dr. King was killed, I was 27, and out of nowhere, I was thrown into space. Cover Time magazine at 27 years old. So I had to survive those new expectations, and they were awesome expectations.
When you think back about Mrs. Jackson, could all this have happened without her?
I have been given so much freedom to create and travel and do what I do. The reason our children are so strong and stable is because of her.
I didn't marry my husband to place him in a prison. I wanted to be an asset, and I want him to be an asset to me. And I don't weigh our friendship. I don't try to be more of a wife than he is a husband.
The Jacksons have 5 children and now 6 grandchildren.
Hey, JT, give me a hug.
His second son, Jonathan Luther, is Dr. King's godson, and he gets very emotional when talking about his father.
My children give me an added sense of joy in being the son of my father. That, well, they know his life is for the good. And so it's powerful to think that your father has made a difference.
My decision to seek the nomination of the Democratic Party for the presidency of the United States of America.
Somebody has to run to open up the process. So I really had no preparation. Hadn't raised any money, didn't have any infrastructure.
These are the buckets that we collected monies in to keep the plane running.
From the outhouse to the State House to the courthouse to the White House We will march on.
It was getting to me. So Jackie, this is overwhelming. She said, do you think you're gonna have this platform and make this change and don't take hits? Don't you embarrass our people. You better go back out there and keep fighting.
Keep hope alive. I love you very much.
It creates such a profound change in the way we see things, the way we are seen, because Republicans say if Jesse Jackson can do it for the Democrats, we need us a quote in power. So it unleashed the entire dynamic of new possibilities.
Everybody has the capacity to participate in this American dream.
You will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office in which you're about to enter, so help you God. I do.
Some of the memories about the price we paid for the right to vote. In fact, he was born when we were in Selma, and from Selma to the Congress was a journey. He was fulfilling many dreams I couldn't fulfill in my own lifetime, in my own work.
But his lifetime of work earned him the Presidential Medal of Freedom in the year 2000.
It's hard to imagine how we could have come as far as we have without the creative power, the keen intellect, the loving heart, and the relentless passion of Jesse Louis Jackson. And God isn't done with him yet.
And so, as the Jacksons celebrate 40 years of work in Chicago and his 65th birthday, there are no plans to retire.
As long as I'm physically strong and mentally competent and have passion, that in part grows out of people's response to my service, I will keep serving. I have no interest in looking for some shade tree. I'm looking for the next challenge.
My husband is the only one alive on that balcony. So that balcony is forever embedded in my memory, and so is our commitment. We are part of America, and we're not going away.